Thank you, Mr. President. Ovie Omo Agege, Delta Central Senatorial District. Mr. President, I rise to lead the debate on the bill for an act to amend the Electoral Act 2022 and for matters connected thereto, SB 1002. Mr. President, my distinguished colleagues, it is my profound pleasure to have the privilege of leading the debate on this very important bill, which seeks to amend the Electoral Act 2022 to make provision for delegates who, not being elected ad hoc delegates, as prescribed in the constitution of a political party and the Electoral Act, to participate in the convention, congress, or meeting of the party. Mr. President, this bill was read for the first time on the floor of the Senate today, Tuesday, the 10th day of May 2022. Mr. President, distinguished colleagues, the issue here is narrow and very straightforward. Mr. President, as couched, Section 84, subsection 8 of the Electoral Act 2022 does not provide for the participation of what is generally known as statutory delegates in the conventions, congresses, or meetings of political parties. The extant subsection only clearly provides for the participation of elected delegates in the conventions, congresses, or meetings of political parties held to nominate candidates for political parties. Mr. President, this is an unintended error, and we can only correct it with this amendment now before us. The passage of this bill, Mr. President, my colleagues, will further strengthen our electoral system. I therefore urge you, my colleagues, to support this bill for a second reading. Thank you, Mr. President.
A bill for an act to amend the Electoral Act 2022 and for other matters connected thereto 2022, third reading taken. And the bill is passed. Thank you very much, distinguished colleagues. Let me explain a little bit what we have done. The Electoral Act of 2022, or the amended Electoral Act of 2022 that we passed this year, has a deficiency that was never intended, and that deficiency will deny all statutory delegates in all political parties from participation in congresses and conventions. And therefore, such a major, very fatal misplacement, let me say, misplaced version, wanting, maybe I should say rather than misplaced, but such an unintended clause has to be amended before the party primaries start in the next 8 days. And therefore, this is an emergency legislation, so to speak. Our expectation is that the National Assembly, that is the two chambers, the Senate and the House, would finish with the processing of this amendment, of this bill, between today in the Senate and tomorrow in the House of Representatives, and then the executive will do the assent within the week, if that is possible, because, no, that is so important to enable every statutory delegate to participate in the primaries, party primaries, right from the beginning that will start on the 18th. So this is an emergency effort to ensure that nobody is denied his or rightful opportunity as a delegate, and especially the statutory delegates, and these are those who are elected: President, Vice President, members of the National Assembly, governors, members of the state houses of assembly, chairmen of councils and their councillors, national working committee members of all the political parties, and so on and so forth, numerous. So this is a fundamental effort, really, to ensure that we address this within this week, so that by next week, the Electoral Act 2022 amended version will be very salutary for us to start our party primaries. Thank you very much.